On April 13th, just before 10 o'clock p.m., officers were called to a residence where a teen was shot in front of the residence by a homeowner. The teen was transported to a local hospital for his injuries. The homeowner was taken into custody and placed on a 24-hour investigative hold. Detectives and crime scene personnel immediately responded, processed the scene, and recovered the firearm. After consulting with the Clay County Prosecutor's Office, the homeowner was released pending further investigation due to the need to obtain a formal statement from the victim, forensic evidence, and compile additional information for a case file to be presented. A formal statement is planned and forthcoming as the teen's injuries allow. A person can be held up for 24 hours for investigation of a felony, at which time they're required by Missouri law to be charged or released. The vast majority of cases, to include violent crime, involve the suspect being released pending further investigation. In this case, the prosecutor requires more information from investigators that would take more than 24 hours to compile. Throughout the weekend, investigators have worked to gather requested information and details. They have been in touch with the prosecutors. As soon as the case is complete, it will be presented to the Clay County prosecutors for their review. We recognize the frustration this can cause in the entire criminal justice process. The women and men of the Kansas City Police Department are working as expeditiously and as thoroughly as we can to ensure the criminal justice process continues to advance as quickly as all involved and our community deserve. Detectives have been working over the past several days to compile a detailed case file so they have all the information they need to make the best charting decision on the case moving forward. We want the community to know that we are committed to justice in this case and every case, and work every day to seek that justice for all victims of all crimes. Investigators have been in touch with the family of the victim in this case and updated them on the status of the investigation and the process moving forward. I want everyone to know that I'm listening and I understand the concern that we are receiving from the community. I'll take any questions.
Yeah, Chief Graves and everyone, thank you for doing this on a Sunday. I'm sure you're aware there's a protest happening not far from here. With that being said, does this appear racially motivated in any way?
The information that we have now, it does not say that it's racially motivated. That's still an active investigation. But as a chief of police, I do recognize the racial components of this case. I do recognize and understand the community's concern and the community's response to this particular incident.
Can you say how many times the young man was shot, if he was shot in the head?
I cannot say that.
Is there any kind of self-defense rules at play here as far as stand your ground, castle doctrine, anything like that?
That's a potential.
What about for the prosecutor? Could he take that?
So my goal in this whole process is to protect the integrity of the criminal process. Because of that, I can't really comment about the details of the case, but I can say that the prosecutor's office is working closely with the Kansas City Police Department and those affected by this crime to make sure that everyone affected by the circumstances receives justice.
Chief Graves, what more information are you all looking for in this investigation? You said that you still need to gather more.
Well, first and foremost, we've got to get a formal statement from the victim. You know, we've been unable to do that just due to his injuries. So moving forward, that's something that we're hoping to accomplish today. It was already planned for another day, very soon, but we're trying to expeditiously pursue everything that's needed in this process.
Apologies if you already updated his condition. How is it looking?
We don't really have any updates right now other than I believe that he's stable, and we're looking forward to having the opportunity to go ahead and take a statement from him. I don't want to share too much information as a juvenile victim, so I don't want to share too much info, but I think it's stable at this time.
You said you were hoping to get that statement today?
Yes, again, that's why I'm looking to our Violent Crimes Division Major. There's a lot of information, that because it's an ongoing investigation that we shouldn't talk about at this point. I want to be fair and transparent in this whole process. But unfortunately, there are some questions that I'm not able to answer, and specifically to the sensitive nature that this is a juvenile victim involved.
As far as the 24-hour hold, is there a concern at all that the shooter may be a flight risk?
That's no, that's not a concern.
They're cooperating?
That is cooperating, and we have taken that into consideration. That is something that we look at, but obviously, even in this situation, there is more that we need to glean from that incident to put that together for a prosecutorial review.
Or any sort of media that you guys are reviewing within this case?
That would speak more to the evidence in the case, and it's still an ongoing investigation. But if there was something in any case where it would move the case along quicker, that would have been something that would have been considered.
Is there anything that the community can do as people are watching from around the city right now to aid you all in your investigation and move this along?
If someone does have any kind of Ring door camera or any kind of video, obviously contact our Violent Crimes Division. And also, something that I would like people to know is that just exactly what the mayor said. You do have a police department that is listening, that cares, and we take all of these cases seriously.
Did the homeowner call 911?
We won't speak to any of those details just because that's part of the ongoing investigation. We just want to make sure that we don't compromise anything so that when the case does get to the prosecutor's office, they can look at it with, fair and objective eyes, so we won't speak to that.
Thank you guys for all being here on a Sunday afternoon. I appreciate it. I want you to know how important this is to myself, to Mayor Lucas, and also the Clay County Prosecutor's Office. So thank you very much for being here on such a short notice. I appreciate it. This is important to us.